Michael, looking at this photo, I noticed the balance, the movement, the angle, the moment, the color, and so much more. Do you believe the moment is more important than the visual aesthetic, or a photo, or is the other way around?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question, Daniel. I think sometimes if you've got a really great news picture that isn't compositionally correct and the colors might be a bit off or the focus might be a little bit off, but it tells a really uh, deep story as far as news. I think that outweighs the visual aesthetic that you're referring to. So personally, like I sort of really like capturing hard news pictures in Australian football. And sometimes I think some of my best pictures aren't necessarily pretty to look at, but they tell such a dramatic story of the match, or could be a personal situation that one of the players is going through, or something like that. But when you actually sort of break down the aesthetics of the picture, it might be unbalanced, or like I said, that it might not be super sharp, and the colours might not be as vibrant as you like. So yeah, in a perfect world, you would love to have both. You'd love to have a great news picture that looks great aesthetically as well. You don't always get that, but yeah, when you do, you've got the best of both worlds, and that's when you've got like an amazing picture that tells a great story, but is also really visually compelling and really grabs the attention of the viewer.
Is it possible in your country to make money with sports photography and live a comfortable life within this photograph niche?
Yeah, look, it is. Um, the whole industry in Australia, and I don't know if it reflects the rest of the world's sports photography, but in Australia, my 20 years in the industry, it's become smaller. There's been a lot of cutbacks with news agencies uh, and photography departments at news outlets as well. So, when I first started shooting Australian football, there'd be, 10 photographers at a game, like just a regular game. And now there's maybe four or five. So there's been a lot of change. There's still, I think, um, a lot of work for really talented photographers that have a great work ethic and a really good attitude. Um, but like it is hard. Staff jobs, like full-time staff jobs, are kind of hard to come by. So I'm fortunate in that, I'm a full-time employee of the Australian Football League. So whereas a lot of other photographers that shoot the Australian football are what we call freelance photographers. So they just get paid per shift by either the agency or the news outlet that they're representing at the time. So yeah, look, it's probably harder to kind of make a living than out of sports photography than it was 20 years ago. But like I said, I think if you've got the talent, the photographic talent, and the determination and the ability to work really hard and accept that you need to work weekends, you need to work late hours, unsociable hours. There's still work there for those photographers. And like a lot of photographers that I work with that are freelancers, make good money still. So yeah, it's not as easy as it